Good morning, I'm Judge Amy Carter. This is Courtroom 1, Session 1. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Kathy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of State Attorney.
Letitia Follow with the Office of Public Defender.
Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
Thank you.
Sharon Ali Ahmed is mental health.
This is the third day for Mr. Ahmed.
He hasn't had any clothes on.
All right, at this time, I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent him.
State's not going to get off in this case, Your Honor.
Yeah, all right. I find that there's probable cause for the offenses. As I said, I'm appointing the Public Defender. Bond on count 1 is 500, bond on count 2 is 100. He's not to return to 7255 Della Drive. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Desmond Derrick.
Mr. Derrick, you were here in 19 MM 8127. You were arrested for petty theft. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Derrick?
No, Your Honor.
Is that due to the history?
We just don't, I'm not making offers of petty theft, Your Honor. Just to get a chance to run his full criminal history.
Okay, so are you objecting to him resolving the case?
Yes, it looks like he has 2 prior petty thefts in his history
Okay.
and a burglary case.
All right. Mr. Derrick, where are you staying?
Homeless.
Are you staying here in the Orlando area?
Yes.
Okay. You understand that if I release you today, you have to come back for your court date?
Yes.
Okay. If you don't, they'll issue a warrant for your arrest and it's gonna be no bond. You understand what I'm saying,
Yes.
sir? Okay. So I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance. When you leave here today, they're gonna give you a court date. Make sure you hang on to that court date and you show up for court. Okay? You also can't go back to the 7-Eleven at 7329 West Sand Lake Road.
No.
You understand, sir?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Henry,
Mr. Henry, you are here in 19 CF 13959. You were arrested for aggravated battery with a weapon and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $100. You're not to have any contact with the victim in this matter. Thank you, sir.
Jeanette Lorgy, refused run.
All right, this is 19 CF 14012. I'm finding a waiver of his appearance based upon his refusal to come to court. He was arrested in 19 CT 14012. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent him. He was arrested for burglary of an unoccupied structure. For which there is probable cause. He's not to return to 40 East Station Street. And bond is $3,500. He does? Oh, all right, I'm gonna revoke the bonds in 18 MM 656, 19 MM 152, 16 CF 1456. Those will be set at none.
I'm looking for my birth certificate. Come on. Larry Kowalski.
Good morning, your name?
Buenos dias, Kevin Mazik.
Tell me again?
I said buenos dias, buenos dias. My name is Kevin James Mazik.
Mr. Mazik, okay.
Yeah, Mr. Mazik.
Sir, you are here in 19 MO 1695. You were arrested for state misdemeanors. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an offer for Mr. Mazik?
The adjudication credit for time served, he has 2 days.
All right. Sir, did
Did
you want to
those
accept
already.
the offer?
Excuse me?
Yes, Your Honor, he would like to accept the offer, plead no contest.
No, okay.
Sorry.
Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Shouldn't have to, 'cause my name is right there. I have.
Mr. Mazik, do you need to take a moment? Do you need to go in the back?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor, just a moment so he
Sure.
can read it. Thank you.
Why don't you talk to him for a moment? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Mr. McKenzie?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you were arrested in 19 MM 8128 for trespass on property
Yes,
after
ma'am.
warning.
Yes, ma'am.
I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is
Ye-
there an offer for Mr. McKenzie?
Adjudication credit for time served of 3 days, no, 4 days, I'm sorry, no return.
All right, sir. You gonna accept the offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sign the plea form, please.
No, there's no action now.
Thank you. Mr. McKenzie, did you read the plea form, sir, before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Do you have any questions about any of
No,
the
ma'am, I
rights you're
don't.
giving up?
Yes.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or
No.
medication that
No,
would
ma'am.
affect your ability to understand what's happening in court this morning?
No, ma'am.
All right, I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 4 days' time served.
Okay, ma'am.
You cannot go back to the Parkwood Plaza, Mr. McKenzie. You have been trespassed from that property.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
every time you go, you're going to get arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so don't go back.
Yes, ma'am.
You do have to pay court costs, which are due by October 7th of 2020. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing, and I'm not going to revoke your release on your out on bond case,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Mazak, are you ready to proceed?
That's Mr. Mazik, yes?
I'm sorry, Mr. Mazik. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, I'm proceeding right now.
Okay, sir. Did you read the plea form?
That's,
Do you have any questions about any of the rights on the form?
Yes, I need to know, Tiffany Moore's, clerk. I need to know her number because, it
Yeah.
doesn't have the case number like
Your
written
Honor,
down.
one moment, please.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Sir, do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation? Sir? Listen, sir, if I don't feel like you can answer my questions, I'm not gonna take your plea. So you
Okay.
need to pay attention, you need to focus, please,
Okay.
okay? So, do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation? Okay. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
Nope.
All right,
But
sir.
I'm on meds, though. I do
Okay.
take meds.
Do you feel like it's helping you with understanding what's going on in court today?
Of course.
Okay.
It's, one of the medications is representing the, the color or whatever. Another one is for my brain, another one's for my seizures, and anything else for my stomach.
Okay.
I have all the procedures to do that.
All right, sir. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 4 days' time served. You do have to pay court costs, sir. Those are due by October 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay.
2 days. Okay. Thank you,
First
sir.
thing you get paid.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Emmanuel Santana.
Mr. Santana, this is 17 CF 14051. You were arrested for violation of probation for possession of a controlled substance.
Ma'am.
You were arrested for resisting officer without violence, which is serving for the basis of the violation of probation, so there is probable cause for the VOP. Bond in that matter will be set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You'll see Judge Whitehead in the next 7 to 10 days, sir.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that I can do something with, because you see all my scar or whatever it is?
Yes.
What I can do, like
Like you feel like that shouldn't have happened? Is that what you're trying to say? Well, you
No,
have to, when you're released, you're gonna need to talk to a lawyer about that. I can't do anything to help you with that today, sir. Just one.
So there's 2 VOPs.
I have 17 CF 14051. And then, that's all.
There's a 17 CF 7738. That's a second VOP.
What's interesting is the PD form has 19 CF 14051. But I wonder if they just accidentally wrote 19 instead of the 17.
Yes, it's
Okay.
17.
Oh, okay. So we have another case we need to address?
2 more. There's a misdemeanor as well.
Okay, and is that the resisting that's
Yes.
providing the basis? Okay, I have the probable cause for that, but I just don't have the case number.
It's 19 MM 660
Okay.
AA.
All right, so 19 MM 660 AA, that is resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause based upon the facts contained in the violation of probation affidavit in 17 CF 14051. Bond in that matter will be set at $500, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there another violation of probation case?
Yes, Your Honor. 17 CF 7738 AO.
All right, and then in 17 CF 7738, sir, you're on probation in that matter. The same probable cause information will provide the basis for the violation of probation, and bond in that matter will be set at none. As I said, you will see Judge Whitehead in the next 7 to 10 days on the violations of probation.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Jason Brooks.
Mr. Brooks, this is 19 CF 14068. You were arrested for burglary of a dwelling and petty theft. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in that case, as well as in 19 MM 8196, and that is for battery. And there's probable cause for all of the offenses. Bond on count 1, sir, is going to be $1,500. Bond on count 2 is $100. And in 19 MM 8196, bond will be $100. You are not to have any contact with Sandra Stevens or Michael Bott, and you are not to return to their home. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, that's,
Okay. All right, thank you.
Christopher Cooks is mental health nurse.
I'll reset Mr. Cooks. Sir, good morning. Are you Mr. Wendell?
Morning.
Yes? Are you Mr. Wendell?
Yes.
Sir, this is 19 CF 13501. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for fraudulent use of personal identification information, grand theft third degree, and fraudulent use of a credit card. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $500. Your bond on count 2 and 3 is $100. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Your name?
Morning, ma'am.
Tell me your name, please.
Sebastian Lewis Martin Fernandez.
Mr. Fernandez, you were here in 19 MO 1698. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Fernandez?
We're not, they want to have one, may I have one address?
Sure.
Education, credit for time served, Your Honor. He has 2 days.
Do you want to accept the offer?
Yes, I will, ma'am.
All right, sign the plea form, please. Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
I have no questions, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
Currently, I am not on probation.
Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
I understand, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
I am clear and coherent, ma'am.
All right, sir. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You will have to pay court costs, which are due by October 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
For the mercy of the court, ma'am. Thank you.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Mark Anton?
Excuse me?
Mark Anton.
Mr. Anton, this is 19 MM 8187. You were arrested for petty theft. There's probable cause. Sir, did you say, was there an offer for Mr. Anton?
There was not, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. What's his hold for? Huh? Oh. Oh, okay. Mr. Anton, are you with me? Sir? Are you okay?
Yeah, I believe I'm all right.
Excuse me?
Yes, I do believe I'm all right.
Okay, sir, your bond is $250. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
My name Antoine, by the way.
Okay. Are you Mr. Harrison?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, this is 19 MM 444. You were arrested for trespass on property
Yeah, that's
after warning. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Harrison?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, and no return to the shuttle stop at UCF. UCF campus. May I have a moment?
Yes.
Mr. Harrison would like to accept the offer and plead no contest.
All right, Mr.
Thank you.
Harrison, did you read the plea form, sir, before you signed it?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
Yes.
What's your question?
I really I want to go home and meet my mom and stuff.
Okay, well, you're gonna be released today.
All right.
All right. Do you have any questions about the plea form?
No.
All right, sir. Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
All right, sir, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served.
No. I don't want to go to jail and stuff.
No, no, no. You already are here. You're getting credit for time served. Do you understand?
All
You'll be
right.
released today.
I get released today.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Wait, no, Mr. Harrison, just 1 second.
Uh,
We're almost done.
All right.
Mr. Harrison, focus. Look at me. Focus. You good? Mr. Harrison, you can't go back to the UCF campus. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Every time you go back there, they're going to have you arrested because you've been trespassed.
All right.
Okay? So you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. You have to pay court costs, which are due by October 7th of 2020.
All right.
All right? Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Robert Janis.
Mr. Janis, you were here in 19 MM 8186. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Janis?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication guilt, credit for time served.
No return?
No return. May I have a moment?
Sure.
Gotcha. No problem. No.
Mr. Janis will accept the offer, plead no contest.
Thank you. Mr. Janis, did you read the plea form, sir, before you signed it?
Yes, I did.
Did you have any questions about any of the rights
No,
you're
I
giving
did
up?
not, Your Honor.
Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You have to pay court costs, which are due by October 7th of 2020. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. And sir, you cannot return to the Lynx bus station.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Lajuan, love it.
Or how about Lois LaFrance?
Love it.
Mental health, John.
All right, we'll reset Miss LaFrance one more time. Or this time. You're Mr. Lovett?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you were here for an out-of-county warrant from Duval County related to a lewd battery with a person 12 years older but less than 16. Your bond is $150,000. If you are unable to post that bond, sir, Duval County is going to come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Yes,
All right.
I told him I was able to post it.
Okay, great, then you'll be released. Thank you. Sir, good morning, your name?
Thomas Agnew.
Mr. Agnew, this is 19 CF 14062. You were arrested for burglary of a dwelling. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to 1598 Michigan Avenue. You're not to have any contact with Alan Otero or Timothy Toll, which is your co-defendant. Your bond, sir, is $5,000. Thank you. Good morning, your name?
John Beluso.
Sir, you're here in 19 CF 14053. You were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied structure and possession of a controlled substance. There is probable cause for both offenses. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to 1879 Olivia Circle. Your bond on count one is $3,500.
Excuse me, I actually have a PC challenge for the burglary structure
Okay.
for a lesser included charge of attempted burglary.
State?
No objection, Your Honor. It's like he was pulling a door handle. It would show that there's nothing in the legal that says he made entry into the vehicle.
Okay. So there's PC, I don't have the statute number. You have to provide the statute number, Ms. Fowler.
It's 777.04, Section 1.
Thank you very much. Bond is $3,500 on count one. Bond is $1,000 on count two. I'm revoking the bonds in 19 CF 12891 and 19 CF 1930. Those will be set at none. Attempted burglary of the structure. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Mark Kane.
Mr. Kane, you're here in 19 CF 5273. You failed to appear for trial on September 5th of 2019. Your bond, sir, is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you if they were not previously appointed. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Jimmy Calvin, up with Jimmy, ma'am.
Mr. Edwards, you're here in 19 CF 6245. You failed to appear for pretrial conference on October 2nd of this year. Your bond on count one is $2,500. Your bond on count two is $500. You were also arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant in 19 CF 13854 for sale and delivery of cocaine. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that matter, and your bond is $7,500, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Megan Holler.
Ms. Holler, this is 19 CF 14061. You were arrested for possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count one is $1,000. Your bond on count two is $100. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Elizabeth Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, this is 19 CF 14057. You are arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause for both of the offenses. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count one is $1,000. Your bond on count two is $100. Thank you, sir.
Amari Landry, refuse, Your Honor.
All right. I'm finding a waiver of Mr. Landry's appearance based upon his refusal to come to court in 19 CF 14059. I will appoint the public defender to represent him. He was arrested for burglary of a dwelling and petty theft. There's probable cause for both of the offenses. Bond on count 1 is $2,500. Bond on count 2 is $100. I'm revoking the bond or the release in 19 CF 11500. That will be set at none. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Barry McElfresh, Your Honor.
Mr. McElfresh, sir, you were here in 19 CF 8210. You failed to appear for case management conference on September 12th of this year. At this time, sir, your bond is set at none. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You need to get in contact with your lawyer to have them file a bond motion for you, to see if you can get a bond. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I was in the hospital, Your Honor, doing for my court date, the 19th. I was in there from the 12th to the 24th.
September 12th to the 24th?
Yes, I was in Dr. Phillips Hospital because I have seizures and bleeding ulcers.
Okay. Ms. Fowler, do you think that you can try and get your office to confirm that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Maybe we can bring Mr. McElfresh back after lunch? Or,
Yes, I could do that.
okay. Yes. I thought so, but can he be seen in two? Is that okay? Okay, then we'll do
The only
that.
concern is, I was explaining to you, that he's gonna have to set up a waiver. It's gonna have to be notarized to get his medical information released. The hospital won't just release because it's a hospital,
Yeah.
that he was there versus the jail, they will obviously release it.
Who's in Division 12? Okay.
Not that it can't be done, I just don't know if, even by session 2, in any courtroom, will there be enough time just based on what they're gonna need? Because it's like a waiver they have to print, have notarized, have him sign it, have it
You're right.
notarized.
Okay. So Ms. Fowler, you can certainly try to do that, but in the meantime, I'm gonna email Judge Harris, and let her know what he has presented to me today in court. And see what she says. I don't know, Mr. McElfresh, if she will allow me to modify the case or not, but I will ask her based upon what you've presented, okay?
Yes, ma'am, but I have the band the day I went in, the wristband,
Yeah.
and I have my discharge papers.
Where is it?
They're in my, where I stay at in Dr. Phillips.
Okay. Is there anyone who can bring it to court for you this afternoon?
Yes, if I can get released today, I can go get it and come back when you want.
Yeah. There's no one at your house who can bring it?
No, I don't have the phone number.
Yeah. All right, sir. Well, we're gonna do our best to try to verify that information, okay?
Okay. I promise you I have them.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna set this aside. I'll take a look at it, and I wanna read the facts of his case, too. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Christina Moore.
Ms. Moore, you're here in 19 CF 14065. You were arrested for possession of ecstasy. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Ms. Moore, are you living here in the Orlando area?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I actually only lived in Orlando for about 3 months. I currently stay at the Coalition for the Homeless right now.
Okay.
And as I was just explaining to her, if I'm not there for so many consecutive days, I lose everything I have.
Okay.
I don't have any friends here. I don't have any family here. And was curious if there was any way I'd be able to be released on my own RR. That way I could talk to my case manager at the Coalition, get everything set up so I don't lose everything I have.
Right. Okay, well, Ms. Moore, I'm asking you that because based upon your history, I would be inclined to release you on your own recognizance. I just need to be assured that you're going to come back to court.
Yes, ma'am, I want to take this care of. I just didn't want to lose everything I came down here with.
Okay, so you need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release, which is the public defender's office, to make sure that they have all of your contact information, ma'am, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, thank
I
you.
do appreciate that.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Marcus Page.
Mr. Page, you're here in 19 CF 14069. Mr. Page?
Yeah.
You were arrested for possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Mr. Page, at this time, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You need to contact your lawyer within 24 hours of your release from the jail to let them know your contact information. If you miss court, they'll issue a warrant for your arrest or that will have no bond.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Yes,
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Alexander Ramos?
Mr. Ramos, this is 19 CF 14052. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is 1,000. Your bond on count 2 is 100. You also have a out-of-county probation violation case. There's probable cause for the violation of probation based upon the new law offense, sir. And in that matter, I'm going to set your bond at none and appoint the public defender to represent you as well. Thank you. Good morning. Your name?
Rafael Rivera.
Mr. Rivera, this is 19 CF 14060. You were arrested for aggravated battery with a weapon and criminal mischief. There is probable cause for the offenses. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000. Your bond on count 2 is $100. You're not to have any contact with Stephen Craig Williams, and you're not to return to 1425 Selma Avenue, and you're not to possess any weapons or any firearms, sir. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Philip Holmes.
All right. How about Mr. Toll?
Mr. Cole is medical, Your Honor.
Medical?
Yes.
We will reset Mr. Toll then. And you're Mr. Holmes?
Yes, ma'am. Philip.
Sir, you are here for an out-of-county warrant. Oh,
No, ma'am.
you are not. It's a city and county ordinance. I apologize.
That's it.
This is 19 MM 8189. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Holmes?
I have a moment, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Adjudication fair time served.
All right. Mr. Holmes, did you want to accept the offer?
Time served? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir,
2 days.
2 days, thank you. Did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir? Yes? Okay. I have to be able to hear your answers because everything's being recorded.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You'll have to pay court costs, which are due by October 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in
Yes,
writing.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Kevin Scott Long.
Mr. Long, you are here, sir, in 19 CO 1040. You were arrested for soliciting without a permit. There is probable cause. Excuse me. You also have 19 CO 1041 for open container. And there's probable cause for that as well. I'll appoint the public defender in both cases. Was there an offer for Mr. Long?
Yes, your offer was adjudication credit for time served.
Did you want to accept the offer, sir?
So if I plead no contest, it would be not time served?
Correct.
No contest.
All right, I just need you to sign the plea form, please. Mr. Long, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I was given it
In the
earlier.
back? Yeah. Did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, I'm not.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
I understand, yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
Not at all. 24 hours ago, maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you're okay now?
I'm okay, ma'am, yes.
All right. I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty as to each case, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. Those will run concurrent to one another. You will have to pay court costs, which are due by October 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. I'm gonna waive the court costs on one of the CO cases, because it's the same incident. Okay.
Is there a payment plan I can get on or something? How much is court cost is going to be?
$273, but I've given you an entire year to pay them. But what
Oh,
you
okay.
can
I'm-
do,
I'm thinking about, you said
today.
October, so I got a year, okay.
you have a whole year. But in the meantime, you can start paying them whenever you want to. You can also go down to the big courthouse downtown and go to the clerk's office and request to get put on a payment plan.
Okay. Because I have one in Sumter County I'm just finishing paying off right now, so.
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, you can do it however you want.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Services is mental health.
All right, we'll reset his case for him. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Tracy Gideon.
You are here in 19 MM 8194 for trespass on property. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there an offer for Ms. Jadon?
Adjudication credit for time served, no return.
Did you want to accept the offer, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sign the plea form, please. Ma'am, did you read the plea form before signing it? Yes?
Yes.
Did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right. I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You cannot return to the Chevron gas station at 4252 South Orange Blossom Trail. You will have to pay court costs, which are due by October 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Your name?
Troya Jenkins.
Mr. Jenkins, you are here in 19 MM 8185 for trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Jenkins?
Yes, Your Honor. An adjudication guilt, credit for time served, and no return to the Burger King.
All right. Mr. Jenkins, were you going to accept the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just sign the plea form, please.
Plead no contest, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Jenkins, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol,
No, ma'am.
or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. Thank you. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You can't return to the Burger King. You must pay court costs which are due by October 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. And I'm not going to take any action on the out on bond case.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Charles Morlett.
Oh, tell me your last name again?
Milik.
Mr. Milik, okay. Sir, this is 19 MM 8190. You were arrested for stealing from a food service establishment and petty theft of $100 or more. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Malik?
There is not, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, you cannot return to the Wendy's at 3020 West Sand Lake Road. Bond on count 1 is 500, bond on count 2 is 150. I'm not going to take any action on the out on bond case. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Davidson Baptiste, ma'am.
Sir, you're here for an out-of-county warrant from Lake County related to possession of cocaine and a possession of drug paraphernalia. It looks like it's a violation of probation. Your bond is set at none. Lake County is going to come pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there.
When was that?
Usually they have 24 hours to come and get you.
All right,
All
ma'am.
right?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Natalie Moise.
Ma'am, you're here for an out-of-county warrant from St. Lucie County for the offense of battery on a violation of probation. Your bond is set at none. St. Lucie County is going to come pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay, and how long will that take?
They usually have 3 days to come and get you, 3 business days.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Sir, good morning, your name?
Mateo Skimbry.
Is your last name Shembri?
Skimbry, yes.
Skimbri, okay, thank you. You're here for an out-of-county warrant from Osceola County related to a violation of probation on a DUI. Your bond is set at none. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, and Osceola County is going to come and pick you up. You'll see a judge when you get there. All right, thank you. Good morning, your name?
Lydia Simmons.
Ms. Simmons, you're here for an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County for violation of probation related to battery. It's alleged that you used marijuana on October 1st of this year. You put yourself at a place where illegal drugs were unlawfully sold on September 13th, and you failed to have no contact with Jericho Littles, as evidenced by the Seminole County Sheriff's Office report 197407. Your bond is set at none, ma'am. Seminole County is going to come pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Good morning, sir. Oh.
Antonio Murphy is mental health journal.
Was he arrested yesterday?
Looks like it's 3710.
From the 3rd, yeah. So how many days is that?
Four to 37. 4 days.
For Monday? For a week? Oh, you think it just was reset from? I see, okay. All right. Well, at this time, I'm gonna complete Mr. Murphy's initial appearance in 19 CF 13556. Appoint the public defender's office to represent him. His bond on count one will be $2,500. His bond on count two is $150, and he has reporting requirements when he's released from the jail. Sir, your name?
Craig Nelson.
Mr. Nelson, you're here at 19 MO 1696. You were arrested for open container. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Nelson?
Adjudication credit time, sir.
Mr. Nelson, you want to take the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just sign the plea form, please.
For 3 days.
No contest plea, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Nelson, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 3 days time served. You will have to pay court costs, which are due by October 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you, sir.
Justin Nunchester, refuse your honor.
All right. This is 19 CF 13968, Justin Nunchester. I'm finding a waiver of his appearance based upon his refusal to come to court. He was arrested for robbery, sudden snatching. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. He's not to have any contact with Christopher Riccelli, and bond is $1,000.
Ricky Walton is mental health as well.
He actually bonded your honor.
Oh, he did. Mr. Walton?
Yes.
Okay. And then Mr. Ramzari, did I say that right?
No, it's Ram Zaire.
Ramzair, okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
State, did you have a position on this motion?
We had no objection, Your Honor.
Okay, this is 19 MM 8021. Just give me a moment, sir, to take a look at this. Mr. Ramsar, if I take this motion, you understand you cannot go back to that 7-Eleven.
So, agree?
All right, sir, I'm gonna grant your motion with the following conditions. You're to maintain contact with your attorney, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal substances. You are to appear for all court dates. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. You're not to return to the scene, which is the 7-Eleven, and you're not to have any contact with any of the witnesses or the victim in the case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, thank you.
You're welcome.
State's ready on 33 motions.
Pardon me?
State's ready on 33 motions.
Oh, great, okay. All right, 19 CF 12488, Jerry Dewey.
9, state file information on 10-4.
This is courtroom 1, session 2. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Kathy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Letitia Fowler with the Office of Public Defender.
Lakeisha Halen with the Office of the Public Defender.
Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Tyrese Marshall.
Mr. Marshall, you were arrested in 19 CF 14075
Yes.
for possession of a concealed weapon by a convicted felon, 2 counts, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, battering a law enforcement officer, possession of ecstasy, resisting officer with violence, resisting officer without violence, loitering or prowling, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony. There's probable cause for those offenses, sir. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond? On count 1 is $5,000. Your bond on count 2 is going to be $150. Bond on count 3 is $150. Bond on count 4 is $150. Bond on count 5 is $150. 6, $150. 7, $100. 8, $100. 9, $100. 10, $150. In 19 CF 10865, I'm revoking the bond in that matter. That will be set at none. Thank you, sir.
You know, we just asked for possession of the weapons.
Yes, Mr. Marshall, you're also not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
April Reeves, ma'am.
Ms. Reeves, you were here in 19 CF 14072. You were arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting officer with violence. There's probable cause for both of those offenses. You were also arrested in 19 CF 14073 for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, burglary of a dwelling with an assault or battery, battering a person 65 years of age or older, resisting officer with violence, battering a law enforcement officer, and aggravated battery with a weapon. There is probable cause, ma'am, for the offenses. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in both cases. State, did you want to be heard with respect to bond?
Yes, that's the count 2, the burglary of the dwelling with an assault or battery therein. Looking at the four corners of the affidavit by Victoria Peters, it looks like this defendant got into a fight with, I believe, her upstairs neighbors. According to the defendant, one of the victims pushed her first, or punched her, 5 times in the face. However, the officer did not see any bruises to this male striking this female. Then speaking to 2 of the other victims, they stated that the defendant charged up the stairs, started pushing one of the victims in his face, took out a knife or scissors or something. The police were asked to be called. She cut one of the victims' right hand during the altercation. She was punching the other with a closed fist. Even once the officer arrived, she stated that while she was in handcuffs, that if she wasn't cuffed, she would have cut one of the victims. Based on that information, Your Honor, and her criminal history, she does have a prior DV battery and assault with a deadly weapon. We believe the defendant should be held at no bond.
Okay. Ms. Fowler?
Your Honor, we just asked the court to use discretion while setting bond, and also take into consideration she's a full-time single mother with 3 kids at home. She also attends school full-time, so we just asked the court to use discretion.
Well, at this time, I find that the state has met their burden to establish that there is proof evident or presumption great with respect to count 2, ma'am. So at this time, your bond on that matter will remain at none. Bond on,
Excuse me, ma'am. First of all, I did not hit anybody.
ma'am, I'm going to advise you to not talk about the facts of your case because everything in here is being recorded. So bond is set at none as to count 2. Count 1, your bond is set at $150. Count 3, $150. Count 4, $100. Count 5, $150, and count 6, $150. In 19 CF
Excuse me, Your Honor.
14072.
What was the bond for count 1 and 2?
Count 2 is 0, and 1 is 150.
That means I can't even go
In
to
count
school.
1,
I would get kicked out of school.
ma'am, please stop talking, because I'm talking right now. Bond is $150 on count 1 and $150 on count 2. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms, and you're not to have any contact with the victims in either cases. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We're finished. Thank you.
You know what? I'm really like starting not to even like her damn attitude. Like my fucking career doesn't fucking matter. And my career does fucking matter. Bitch.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna have to just take a quick recess, okay? I'll be back in just a moment. So, I think one of you should go talk to the woman, thank you, because I'm going to proceed with contempt proceeding. Contempt may be appropriate based upon what her behavior is like when she returns to court. So you might want to just talk to her about how she might want to behave when she comes back. So I'm not sure if contempt is going to end up being the answer or not, but I'm going to readdress it with her.
I don't know if that feels what, they had to physically remove from Hollis. I don't know if getting back today is even a possibility.
I'll have to look to make sure, I don't know if there's a time issue in which I have to hold the hearing, because I know that.
It was like,
Okay.
excuse me, Mr. Yes.
Okay, so we'll, if one of you wants to go talk to her. And then we'll just continue with the regular docket, and then we can move to her at the end.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Thank you.
I got fish doc.
Meanwhile, you want to continue?
Yes, I think the next person is Slyman, Mary Slyman.
It's fine.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name, please?
Mary Patricia Slyman.
Ms. Slyman, you're here in 19 CF 14076. You were arrested for smuggling contraband into a county facility in possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause for both of those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your out-of-county case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, ma'am. Your bond on count 1 is 1,000. Your bond on count 2 is 100. And then there is an on-view violation of probation out of Seminole County, which the basis is the new law violation here in Orange County. There is probable cause. The bond on that matter will be set at none. Thank you.
Robert Toledo, bond regard.
All right.
Also,
Victor Baez.
yes, he's pretrial release.
Okay.
Clarence Lee, bonded. Rodriguez Landero is pretrial release.
PTR. And you said Oscar Dykes? He-
Stepping up now.
Oh, okay. There was one that you said that I didn't have.
Was it Clarence Lee?
Yes.
Okay. He bonded.
Okay. All right. And you're Mr. Dykes? Sir, this is 19 MM 8197. You were arrested for petty theft. There's probable cause. Was there an offer for Mr. Dykes?
There is not, Your Honor.
Okay. I have the fee sheet. Can you tell me, does Mr. Dykes have any failures to appear? Pardon me? No? Okay. Mr. Dykes, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir. When you leave, they're going to give you a court date. You need to make sure that you appear for that court date, otherwise a warrant will be issued for your arrest and it will not have a bond. Okay, you also can't go back to the Walmart at 8990 Turkey Lake Road, sir. You understand? I need you to answer me. I see you shaking your head, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Sir?
This is the reset this morning.
Yes, okay, so this is Mr. McElfresh. Mr. McElfresh, I'm over here. Can you see me?
Barrett.
I didn't hear.
Barry, Mr. McElfresh, are you okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you hear me all right?
Yes, fine.
Okay. So, Mr. McElfresh, I am recalling your case to go over a couple of things with you. I just want to reiterate that, well, could you swear Mr. McElfresh in for me, please?
Yes, could you raise your right hand, sir? Raise your right hand.
Oh.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Always.
All right, Mr. McElfresh, you were in court earlier this morning and you told me that you were in the hospital when you were supposed to be at your case management conference, is that right?
Yes, and the trial, I missed them both.
Okay, what days were you in the hospital?
September the 12th till the 24th.
All right, what hospital was that?
Dr. Phillips on Turkey Lake Road.
All right. Mr. McElfresh, where were you arrested yesterday?
In Dr. Phillips.
Okay, near your home?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Mr. McElfresh, I'm gonna take your word that you were in the hospital. I know that you had been sworn and testified before in front of Judge Davis. who granted your previous release on your own recognizance. So, sir, I'm going to release you again on your own recognizance with the same conditions that Judge Davis had imposed previously, okay? And I'm going to review those with you. You're not to possess any weapons, you're not to have any contact with the victim, and you're not to return to 6664 Grades Avenue, sir.
Right, I don't live there.
Okay.
I moved out after restore all my money.
Okay, well, I'm also gonna order that within 24 hours of your release from the jail, you need to contact your lawyer,
Okay,
all right? So that way you can get notice of your next court dates.
right,
You understand?
yes,
Also, I want you, if you have it at home, to provide him the proof that you were in the hospital.
okay. I have the discharge paper and my armband where I went admitted in.
Yes, and that's what you shared with me. So those are the other 2 additional requirements for your release, okay?
Yes,
All right, sir, thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
That's okay. What about Fowla?
Spanish interpreter.
Oh, okay. And La Fountain?
Mental health.
All right, we'll reset that one. And then I'll take this one for me for Spanish. That's all gone. All right, well, we'll be in recess until we have the other recall case. How old is that? Okay. It looks like she went to State Hospital.
I'll look up to see.
Okay. Ms. Hanley, would you give me that case number?
Yes, Your Honor, it is 2014 CF 013627.
013627?
Yes.
Okay.
So she wanted to play to the case though? So she did, was all she pledged to the case, so even if she was at some point cleared, she comes back restorable and then she pleads to, almost, I think, credit time served, probably, 164 days.
Are we ready to proceed? Okay. Yeah. I just wasn't sure if I kept it. So, Ms. Reeves, I had had your attorney bring you back to court this morning because of the way that you treated me when you were leaving court.
I would also like to apologize when you get done, if you don't mind, but I'm listening.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, I wanted you to come back here and I wanted to give you an opportunity to correct the behavior that you displayed in court. It is 100% unacceptable to act that way in court,
Yes, ma'am. You're right.
and I would think that you would know that.
You're right. And I'm so sorry.
So, based upon your behavior, the court could conduct a contempt hearing. If you are found guilty of contempt, you could be sentenced up to 6 months in the county jail, and you can't bond out on that,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? Do you
Yes,
understand what I'm saying to you?
I do.
Okay. I know that you are upset because you are being held at no bond, but your lawyer can file a bond motion on that charge for you, ma'am.
It's about my school. My school is important, and I can't miss, and that was my whole thing.
I get
Your
that, but
Honor.
that does not entitle you to treat me that way.
You're right. And I apologize again from my heart. I do.
I accept your apology.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You're excused.
Thank you.
All right, then we will be in recess.